Who was he talking about there? Joining me now, Alex Smith is the College Republicans National Chair, and Jason Veely is the student who recorded Professor Brent Terry's rant. Jason, good to see you. Let's start with you. So you were sitting in this class, and you heard your professor start going off about racist, misogynist people, and he was referring to whom?
He was referring to Republicans, at least that's what was implied. He was talking about, it was a creative writing class, and what he was talking about was this poem that was themed and centered around the ideas of racial inequality. And what this went to was a discussion about this poem to a discussion more about social justice, and then that led into politics. And I knew that something big was coming, so I decided to take out my phone and record him.
How did you know it?
I knew it because I've had smaller experiences with this professor in the past. I know where he stands politically based on some smaller things that he said. And I knew it because he just started talking about social justice and how America today is you know, the inequality that's in America today is staggering and all this other stuff from this poem. And then he started to go into social justice. And I just knew that he was going to go on this. I was right.
So he's come out tonight with a statement after this went public, and I'll read it in part. He says, I allowed my own political opinions to color the discussion. I regret the language I used, and I apologize to any students in the room who were offended. My role in my classroom is to keep the debate lively yet respectful. I did not meet that standard yesterday, and for that I am truly sorry. What did he say to you? Because I know you did confront him after the class. Did he apologize to you then?
Oh, I did confront him after the class. This was before I took this to the media, and he did not apologize to me initially. What he did instead was, through these emails, he doubled down essentially, and instead of saying, "You're right, I'm sorry, I was out of line," what he essentially did was, again, doubled down and said, "No, I'm right, this is why I'm right," and really just argued with me.
And told you that you should have challenged him in the classroom, which is sometimes difficult on matters of political ideology. By the way, what was the name of the class?
It was Intro to Creative Writing.
Oh, okay. So you should be debating whether Republicans are racist, misogynist. Interesting.
Exactly.
Alex, you've been following this trend in college campuses for a while now. This is not the first time.
Not the first time, and unfortunately it's indicative of what we see on college campuses all over the country. And you know, bias takes many different forms. Oftentimes it's a snide remark here or there, similar to what he experienced. It was a buildup of sorts. And then we get these rants. We get these epic rants where we hear how deep-seated that hatred is for the Republican Party and for conservatives. And what's funny is that his rant was not only offensive to me as a Republican, but it was also factually incorrect. I mean, all of the groups that he named in his diatribe, essentially, of our party, women, Hispanics, young people, these are all people that the Republican Party is attempting to help by creating jobs, by creating equal opportunities, unlike the Democratic Party, who's simply trying to create equal outcomes.
I mean, his political views don't belong there. And the university has come out tonight and said, look, basically they say he can do what he wants, that this is a matter of the classroom. Faculty has academic freedom to conduct their classes however they choose. It's not a university matter. So they don't care, probably because he's espousing the very same things that he believes. Let's listen to the second soundbite that we have as a call for, and listen to more of Professor Terry and his views that he's going to continue apparently espousing if the university has its way.
You want equality, you want racial equality, you want financial equality, you want to be able to use your education and go out in the world and make it better, but you'd also like to be able to get a job. All these things point toward being liberal.
You have to be liberal if you want any of those good things, Alex. I mean, that's how it's done. They just sort of try to convince students that any other choice is a bad one, is an illegitimate one.
Absolutely. And what's good about this generation and this time that we're living is that no longer can professors hide in the ivory tower of sorts, that they're held responsible by the advent of social media, that students are able to pull out their iPhone and record these incidents. Yeah. And while he might not be punished by the university, he'll certainly be judged in the court of public opinion.
And we'll see whether his apology holds true when you go back to class, Jason, and have to face him again, and this is the man who's going to be grading your creative writing. How are you feeling about that?
Right. I mean, I have his class tomorrow morning at 8 a.m., so I don't know how he's going to respond. You know, if he approaches me, I'll be polite, I'll be respectful, but, you know, I'll stand true to my morals, and I'll say, look, I did what I did. You were wrong for doing this.
All right. Tell him we said hello.
I will.
Good to see you both.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Thank you, Megan.
And tell him he's welcome to come on anytime. The graduation